We are tonight's entertainment.
What the fuck is this, Jet?
This is a tasty burger.
Were you rushing or were you dragging?
You like Huey Lewis on the news?
Is this your homework, Larry?
Why did you spill your beans?
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, Commander of the Armies of the North, General of the Felix Legions, and servant to the true Emperor Marcus Aurelius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
Dude,
You like that shit?
I've never been harder in my life than what happened just now.
That's man shit. That's
You guys
being
can't
dudes.
tell, but Cash was gazing upon me when he said that just now with just the most fiercest look.
It was a stern gaze.
Yeah,
I
it was
can't
a hard,
lie about
a hard stare.
that. Yeah, that was intentional.
Yeah.
I was trying to impose my will a little bit.
Yeah.
But we're back.
And to do it totally naked too is even crazier.
Yeah, I wasn't going to tell them about that, but yeah, that added another layer to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're back. We got a Gladiator episode. Gonna talk about Gladiator with Gladiator 2 coming out soon. Mm-hmm. And then talk about what we've been watching, because I did better this week on watches.
Yeah,
so,
we had more to talk about than I thought.
Yeah, so we have a decent amount to talk about there. In terms of news, Zack Snyder's directing a action thriller for Netflix that takes place in the Los Angeles Police Department.
Ooh.
Which I'm very excited about, because I like Zack Snyder a lot, and I think he has his strong suits, and I think he has his weaknesses. And I think recently, listen, I'm kind of talking out of my ass because I haven't seen Rebel Moon, but no one likes it.
I was gonna
Not
ask,
a soul.
like, oh,
So,
he's done with all the Rebel Moon stuff.
I'll take people's word for it that Rebel Moon is as bad as people say, but like that and Army of the Dead, it's just he keeps trying to do this sci-fi stuff and like build out these worlds, and I just don't know if he's a great writer. I think he can have some good ideas, but overall, I like him a lot more as a director than I do a writer.
Yes,
I
agree.
think doing a film that's just a very straightforward action movie, like set in reality, where he doesn't have to explain this world, explain powers, like go into mythology, he can just tell a straightforward, like make something like Ambulance. Like, I think that's awesome, because I love his action direction, and I think he could make a fucking badass action movie without all the weight of like having to explore all these things, and especially with like source material, because he can tend to stray from source material that sometimes upsets people.
Yeah.
So having something with no source material where he can just do whatever he wants, that's exciting to me.
Do you think that there's a chance that, like, maybe he could take something like that and kind of overcomplicate it a little bit, though?
Probably.
Because I look at something like, this is a bad example, but I look at something like Man of Steel. It's a pretty simple story to tell, and then he tried to do this like twist that didn't work very well, and it kind of detracted from being able to see more into some of these characters that I think are really important for the movie. But again, he was trying to do something different, and then maybe since it's his own thing, he's making these are his characters, that he doesn't feel the need to do that.
Yeah. I actually don't know if he's writing it or not. I would be interested in seeing him just direct something and not write it.
Well, I think Watchmen is his best movie, and that's a adaptation. So the guy can fucking cook.
Yeah.
300 is great too.
Yeah, I mean, most of his movies are adaptations. And I think his best movie is an adaptation too, which is Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice Extended Edition.
Yeah.
But that's beside the point. But yeah, I'm excited about that. I think that sounds kind of exactly what I would want. If he can't do like a DC movie,
Yeah, it's a great mix up.
yeah, because I don't want more like Rebel Moons and stuff.
Yeah, I think he's done a lot of very large scale stuff. It's nice to kind of walk it back and keep things tighter for a little bit.
Yeah, but that's all the news. So I'll go ahead and do my trivia.
All right.
Name 3 members of the opening team in the Suicide Squad.
Is it TTK? The telekinetic kid? TDK.
Yeah, TDK.
TDK. So you got TDK.
It's not that. It's not what you just said. It's TDK, but those aren't. It's not an acronym for what you said.
Oh, what's the acronym for?
The detachable kit.
Oh, the detachable kit. Yeah, that's right, dude. When he popped his arms off.
Yeah.
And then you got Weasel.
Mm-hmm.
And then fucking the main guy, I want to say his name is like Siren, but I don't know for sure.
Well, it's not Siren.
Black Knight. I think Pete Davidson was Black Knight.
No.
No? God, what the fuck was the main character? You said the original members?
Yeah, like in the opening of the movie,
Yeah.
There's a mission with a team of Suicide Squad.
God, there's so many. What the fuck is that guy's name?
There's like 9 of them.
Yeah. Well, like, I'm going into, like, the fucking core people, like Bloodsport and them and King Shark, but they're all...
The B team.
Yeah. Weasel, TDK. Who the fuck was Pete Davidson supposed to be? Rick Flag wasn't out there.
Well, he's there, but he's not on the team.
Yeah, he's not on that team.
I think you're overthinking it.
Yeah, I don't think I know.
You know.
I don't know. It's not Peacemaker. He was on the other team.
Harley Quinn.
I thought she was on the other team.
She's on both. She's in the opening of the movie with the original team. She's the only one that lives.
Oh shit! I forgot she was part of the original team. I thought she rolled
Captain
in with
Boomerang, Javelin,
Oh, I forgot they reused Captain Boomerang.
Thinker, Savant.
Savant. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah, Mongal.
I don't remember Mongal.
Yep. And Blackguard.
Blackguard, not Black Knight.
Yep.
That was Pete Davidson.
Yep. Not your best effort.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah. Sure.
You telling Meatloaf that he's wrong? Is that what you're telling him?
Yeah.
Dude, fuck you. I want ever
His
all
name's
this...
Meatloaf.
Yes. What of it?
Meatloaf is bad.
Meatloaf is great.
No.
Yes.
No.
Meatloaf, the guy?
Meatloaf, the food, is bad.
We're talking about Meatloaf, the
and
person.
he's named
dude.
after something bad, so he's got to be bad.
No, Meatloaf is named after him, dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe Meatloaf is good then.
All right, what's your next trivia question?
Who directed 1917?
No clue.
That's bad. Sam Mendes. Your director knowledge is startlingly bad.
What's the next one? I don't have anything to say.
What character does Oscar Isaac play in Drive?
In Drive?
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac is in Drive?
Yes.
Holy fuck.
What the fuck, Carl? Yes.
I don't remember seeing him in Drive.
Carl. Yeah, he's in Drive.
Oh, he's the fucking the boyfriend.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh, I don't know his name. I just know that he like comes back and you kind of have this like idea that he's like a bad guy. but he's not that bad.
I don't think I'm ever going to forget his name. I think you could ask me this in 50 years, and I'm still going to remember it.
All right, hang on. Frank.
No.
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 Miguel?
No. Racist, but no.
What are you talking about?
Of course it's Miguel.
I'm just saying names, dude.
Yeah.
What's the name?
Standard.
Standard? Holy shit. Yeah. That's going to be engraved in my fucking memory now. I don't think it ever registered that his name was Standard.
Oh, that was like... Yeah, that... I have no trouble remembering him or his name. It's just such a odd name that
is
the second
so
I heard
weird.
it, I was like, well, that's in my brain forever. He named a character Standard, so that's it.
You got
there.
Driver and Standard?
Yeah,
Standard Driver.
but that's what I got.
All right. So I'm going to hit you with kind of an easier one first. What was the release year for Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol?
2011.
Fucking killed it.
Yep.
Killed it.
That's
All
the
right.
movie that they showed the Dark Knight Rises IMAX prologue in.
You're a freak.
When you went to see Ghost Protocol, they played the opening scene of The Dark Knight Rises to like get people hyped up, and no one could understand Bane, so they changed his.
Oh, yeah,
They
that's right.
re-recorded his
Yeah,
dialogue.
That's right. That makes more sense why you would know that.
Yeah. Rising and Wayne. That's how no one knew, because you don't get subtitles in theaters, so everyone was like, "Yeah, what the fuck?
What
the hell did he just say?"
That's nuts. All right, this is my super autistic question.
Okay.
What is the name of the jelly they find in holes?
Dude, Carl. I might as well have never seen Holes.
Oh, I thought you liked holes.
No.
Oh, my bad, dude. It was on
Man,
your watch list, and we talk about it a decent.
It's on my
amount.
watch list.
Or not watch list. Your films that you've seen. Film.
When I was 7, I mean, I
It's
don't
film.
remember anything.
It's film. Well, I remembered it without even like having to look at anything.
Well, good for you.
Well, it's sploosh. That's what they call it.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah, because they find it in some boat, and fucking Zero's just eating it with his hands, and then they take that and turn it into like some magic gel, and they're like sploosh, and they're doing a commercial. Very weird way to end it. That they're just selling that jelly.
Sounds weird.
All right, now I have guess the movie by the quote.
Okay.
The Holocaust. It happened. What's so funny, dude?
That's awesome. Oh fuck, man! This could be anything. This could be any
dude.
movie.
It's a very funny guy says it who's not. You don't know him. You don't hear his name and go actor. You think of something else.
Wrestler,
No.
comedian.
No.
Well, you gotta give me a hint. Like, what are you referencing? What do you think of him as?
Possibly your favorite thing ever.
Breaking Bad,
No. Your favorite thing.
Batman.
Oh no. I'm
You must not know what my favorite things are because I just listed both of them.
not movie or comic related. Your favorite
Football.
thing. Yes.
Oh, it's Bottoms. It's
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch teaching.
That's the first thing he says as a teacher. The Holocaust.
Did you remember
happened.
that, or were you looking up clips?
I saw a clip of it. I forgot that he said that, but he's so funny in that movie, dude.
Yeah, he's a G.
Oh god.
Is that all you got?
That's all I got.
All right. Time for the old real reveal.
Alrighty.
The reveals of reels of film.
Gonna get
We
real
reveal reels of film.
Oh my
Is what
god.
we have. Is what we do.
We reveal real reels.
We do real reveals. I'm done.
Okay.
I'll go first. You can guess.
Okay.
Try not to be stupid.
Well, I could go with you got technique 1 and technique 2. And technique 1, or A technique, is, you go for a couple of the small ones, try to catch it off that, or you rip off a big one and then try to get it with that and then hope the other person deuces.
Yeah.
But last time I tried technique B, I got fucked.
Yep.
Give me with number of words and genre.
Genre's drama, action, history. Number of words is 3.
History is interesting.
It is interesting.
It's not Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Not quite.
That's the first thing that came up when I thought of history. Say the genre again.
Drama, action, history.
Drama, action, history. Man. It's not National Treasure.
Call me crazy, but I think you're going to have to reveal more stuff before you guess this.
You think so?
Yeah.
Give me the... Wait. It's not Night at the Museum. Fuck.
Nope.
That was a good one, though.
Yeah. It was a good one.
Give me... How many points do I have?
11.
Give me lead actor.
Matt Damon.
Give
that
Give that to me one more time, just like that.
Matt Damon. I watch a podcast, and that's how they say Matt Damon. I don't know where that originated.
Yeah. What the heck?
But that's just, I just have to do it now.
I just have to do it now. All right. Well, I have immediately a guess.
Okay.
But it could. It's definitely wrong. What I'm saying, wrong. Because Matt Damon is the lead actor. The movie I'm thinking of, he's not. He's not action or drama, action, history.
That is the genres.
Matt Damon in a drama, action, history movie. It's not a Bourne movie. Matt Damon's cute little face.
How do you know it's not a Bourne movie?
Because I've only seen the first one. Oh, wait a second. The first one has 3 words in the title.
Sure does.
But that wouldn't be a history movie.
Would it?
I don't know. I don't remember the movie. There's no way it's a history movie. No way. Unless I'm thinking of one of the other ones. I think the first one's The Bourne Identity. Give me the year.
2019.
It's definitely not a Bourne movie. It's... How many words were in the title? 3?
3.
What are you doing to me, Matt?
Now you're at 48 points.
If I pull this off, I mean, that's not bad numbers for me. Good grief. I think he was in a shitty Great Wall of China movie, but that was not... I don't think that was grounded in history. I think that was...
I really want to watch that.
Dude, it'd be so funny.
Like, how the hell do you even make a movie about the Great Wall of China?
Dude, I think they fight aliens. I don't think it's real.
Oh, so it's good.
Yeah.
Oh. What? Yeah, I've always heard it was bad. So, but if they fight aliens, that's
Yeah, I don't think it's like. I think it's
they
totally
must be
made
mistaken.
up. Yeah,
because that sounds incredible.
because he's a white guy with like a man bun
Yeah,
fighting to protect the wall.
yeah.
Dude, what the fuck could this movie be? My brain instantly went to fucking him dressed up in Oppenheimer.
I'll give you a hint. Action is a little misleading, and I feel like history might be a little misleading too.
Oh, that's where I was leaning the most on was history.
Yeah, I wouldn't think history. It's saying history because it's a movie that's like kind of based on real life, like things that actually happened. But so technically it is history, but
I have a guess, but I don't remember.
it's like saying like Raging Bull is history. It's like
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
yeah, but no,
Yeah, yeah.
it's not a history movie.
I've got a guess, but I'm gonna look. I feel like this movie's newer, but I'm gonna throw it out just because if I get it, then I'm good. Ford versus Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah! I thought that was like a 2020 movie, 2021, something like that.
2019.
All right, that puts me at 48. You said?
Now you get why I feel like action and history are a little.
Yeah, absolutely. not have put that in there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's a real guy, but goddamn. And yeah, they drive cars, but it's also just their job. It's not really action.
Yep. So you got 48 there.
Yeah. Dude, that was a good one.
Not bad.
All right, I've got one that I feel like is really hard, but some of the answers might click with you, and I got one that's easier, so I'm going to give you the easier one since I got a lower number.
All right.
Go ahead.
Give me lead actor and
Ethan
release year.
Ethan Hawke, 2004. That puts you at 40.
That is... I'm trying to get the name right. It's the middle movie of the Before trilogy. It's like... The first one's Before Sunrise, Before Sunset.
Let me see what I wrote down. It is Before Sunset.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. You beat me by 8 points.
That's like... I feel like I can get actor and year like every time. If you go first and I know what I need to get under,
You can
and
hit
I know
that.
that because release year and actor is like 37 points. As long as you score more than 37, I can just do that, and I feel like I can get it most times, unless the actor I just don't know.
Yeah, that's true. If it's a lesser known movie.
Yeah, but if I have a lead actor in a year, that's automatic pretty much.
Yeah. That's cool.
All right.
I'll basically win every time, just so you know.
No, you just got
Just so you know, I'm better than you.
Wow. Go ahead, idiot.
All right, give me genre and words in the title.
Genre is drama. Words in the title is 1.
Paddington. No, I'm messing with you. Give me... I could go with lead actor, but I might get fucked again. Give me lead actor.
Chadwick Boseman.
The Chad Man. Drama.
Rest in peace.
One word. Yep. Great actor.
Yep.
Now I've got to think of... 42?
Yep.
Got it.
I assumed that you had seen it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because you didn't have it logged, so...
Pretty sure made me cry.
Yeah, it's a really underappreciated movie, I think.
When he started fucking hitting the bat.
Dude, I've seen that movie like 4 or 5 times.
I need to rewatch
I never
it.
bring it up, but I think it's really fucking good.
It is.
So...
It is. It's rare that you get me like bought into like a biopic.
Yeah.
But 42 is really, really good.
Yeah. Would you look at that? You had 36 points. No, wait. I'm doing math wrong. No. Yeah, you had 36 points. So I can't do my method. See all that bitching you were doing?
You like that shit?
All that bitching you were
You
doing?
like that shit? And you know what? This is my hard one, too. I hate that I showed up to fucking play.
All right, give me the release year.
2019.
Give me... Hang on. 2019... Yeah, this is a hard one. Okay.
You're gonna rip some shit off immediately? Just off of 2019?
I'm just trying to decide what category I should use, because if it's a hard one, that means like either the director or the actor isn't gonna help much. Like one of them isn't gonna help.
Do you want me to give you a very small hint?
No.
Okay.
So you got 36. Okay, I might have a... So I have 12. Okay, give me second build actor.
Oscar Isaac.
2019 Oscar Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
Triple Frontier.
Oh my god, you fucking loser! You're the biggest loser I've ever
you,
fucking
buddy.
met, dude.
You're dog meat, pal.
You don't have that movie fucking rated at all.
Yeah, it's
you
a piece of shit.
You hate it. You've only seen it once. How the fuck did you just...
Because I had Oscar Isaac in a year. I'm telling you, shit's easy.
You're a fucking retarded person. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen. A movie you wiped your ass with once. What is wrong with you, dude?
Oh, fuck you.
The best numbers I've put up in so long. Oh my god.
Oh,
I'm sorry, guys. I got robbed this week. That was just so gay, dude. Holy cow.
so much for your hard one, idiot.
I know, dude. I was talking so much shit. I was like, he's never gonna get this one.
Okay, so while I was researching for this episode, I was on Letterboxd looking at cast lists, crew lists.
Yeah.
And I came across a man that I need to share his name with you.
Okay.
I need to tell you this man's name.
All right.
This man is a cinematographer.
Mm-hmm.
He's the cinematographer of Ford v Ferrari. That's why I have it.
Okay.
I think it was Ford v... Yeah. Yeah, Ford v Ferrari. His name is... First name, Feeden.
Feeding?
Last name, Papa Michael.
Wait. Is it hyphenated?
No.
It's all one word.
One word, Papa Michael.
Dude, I would go by my last name.
Feeden Papa Michael. He's in a new bracket of human beings' names.
Dude, someone's gotten on there and hacked their system. There's no way that's
Like,
a
there's
real
that
person.
football player named General Booty. This guy, Feeden, is in that tier now.
Dude, I'm gonna legally change my name to something cool.
Yeah, you should.
You know, I just
That's super underrated. No one ever even thinks that you can, like you only think about changing your name when you're like 8. You're like,
Yeah.
I want to change my name to Skittles. And then when you grow up, your name is your name.
Yeah, dude.
You can change your shit.
Yeah.
You don't like your name? I'm Batman now. Fuck you.
Yeah. Well, as
Batman.
soon as you said General Booty, I was like, I mean, I could I could change my name to something cool, like
Yeah.
something super badass, like fucking Mud Shovel or something.
Yeah. Fucking Cock Rocket.
Ball Peen Hammer. That's your first name. Ball peen, last name Hammer.
You can change your name to Shitted Pant. First name Shitted, last name
First
Pant.
name Soiled, last name Bridges.
Oh man! All right, Papa Michael had to drop
That
in
is
there.
nuts. That was good.
I got one letterbox review.
Okay.
1 star by Cobra Rocky. Imagine being a kid at that orphanage and someone picked a talking mouse over you.
Stuart Little. Yeah. I forgot they adopted him like
At a fucking orphanage.
but legally, like he was in the system.
Yeah, he was wearing a sweater.
I don't know. We also got this thing. Fucking Stuart comes out top of the morning. Well, holy shit, that's horrible. Oh my god.
Ugh.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. My letterbox review. This is from The Film Drunk. Gave it a 4-star.
I like him.
The Power of the Dick. Don't overthink it.
The Power of the Dog?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
because it's gay.
I don't remember.
Oh, you don't remember?
No.
Well, I guess spoiler alert for Power of the Dog, but Ben Cum is secretly gay.
Oh.
Yeah.
No way. Ben Cum gay?
Another review said, I think this is gay, but I'm not sure.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Time to get into the old watch. Oh, before the Watcherino. This isn't technically on my Watcherino because it's not a film, but I've been watching Peaky Blinders.
Yes. Where are you at now? Just to give
I just
the people an
finished
idea.
season 3, episode 2.
Damn.
It's a really easy show to binge because there's only 6 episodes a season. Like there's 6 seasons, but like it's 6 seasons and The Sopranos is 6 seasons, but it only has a third of the episodes that The Sopranos does.
Yeah.
So 6 seasons seems like a daunting task, and then you realize, wait, this is like 2 seasons of The Sopranos. So
Yeah.
it's not even that much. It's like 36 episodes total. So, but yeah, I'm in season 3, and I'm liking it.
Now the show is over, right? Like after
Yeah.
season 6.
It's
the show's
over,
done?
but there's a movie coming out next year,
Okay.
which is part of the reason I'm watching it now, is because I want to be able to see that movie. I am Billy Kimber. I run the races. That's my Billy Kimber impression.
Listen, I know a lot of you guys probably haven't seen Peaky Blinders, but what you just heard was Billy Kimber.
That was Billy Kimber.
Do you have a Tom Hardy in?
Oh, here's
Peaky
the thing
Blinders?
about Tom Hardy is, first of all, second I saw him, hard. But
Yeah.
I had been teased by people about Peaky Blinders because I'm the streets know that I'm a Tom Hardy fanboy.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, Evan told me that Tom Hardy in Peaky Blinders is the most undistinguishable his dialogue has ever been.
Yes.
You can't understand a word he's saying. Is what, like, imagine Venom, but like way worse.
I agree.
And I actually very much disagree.
Whoa.
I think he is much easier to understand in Peaky Blinders than any time he's doing an American accent.
Really?
He's doing, I'm pretty sure it's like pretty close to his natural tongue.
Well, I think
And
he's playing more into the like obviously he's been in America for a while, so I think he's like putting a little bit, he's enhancing his accent a little bit more.
Well, the thing is, like, if you watch an interview with Tom Hardy, it's not hard to understand him. When he's talking in his British accent, he's
Yeah.
very easy to understand. It's when he's doing his American accent that he, like, has a lisp almost and, like, can't really say his R's and, like, he mumbles and, I don't know, Mrs. Chen, I think I got a virus or something. That's
Yeah.
when you can understand, or, and he wants to ride a bike, you know.
he's gonna run.
That's when you can't understand him. But when he's in Peaky Blinders, like, I can hear him. I can understand him really well. So that caught me off guard because I was expecting to hear nothing. But I don't even need to look at the subtitles.
Oh, dude,
Like,
I need
when
subtitles when he's playing Alfie, dude, for sure. And something else too, just to add to Tom Hardy's performance, his voice isn't all that deep when he's talking normal. Like, he's doing a deep voice for Alfie.
Yeah.
Like, you think in your head, oh, he's just being British, but like he's still doing a voice.
Yeah.
Because he's just a fucking.
He's altering it a little bit to fit the time, I think, but it's pretty close to his normal accent.
You see, my shop is right above a rum house.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
More than like
But when he's
him
talking
diving into
normally,
a fish
he's
tank
like,
in Venom.
"What are you talking about?" Like that's kind of how he sounds. Like he's a lot lighter sounding.
Yeah, but
You people hunted my mother with dogs for the snow.
we named the goat. No, we named it Tommy Shelby.
Dude, I'm sorry. Fuck you. I can't understand a word he's saying in that. I'm sorry. Him as Alfie. I love Alfie as a character, but fuck, he is hard.
No, dude, I love
need
it.
subtitles.
I love it so much.
I need subtitles.
Or like him in Warrior, like he's mumbling all the time when he's doing an American accent.
I'd say like
It's like he's not very confident in his American accent, so he like kind of mumbles and stays quiet to like disguise it.
I remember having a hard time in Locke too because he's talking very quietly.
Well, in Locke he's British, so I feel like I haven't seen it in a long time. I haven't seen it in like 6 years, but I feel like it would be pretty easy for me to understand. It's just when he's American.
It's not his like speaking. It's like just the volume of Locke. Like I have to turn it up like really loud.
It's the same way he's not hard to understand in Inception.
Yeah,
he's British.
Yeah.
You mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling. Like that's just clean as a whistle.
Yeah.
That's my Tom in my ears.
But him and Peaky Blinders is like fucking mud, dude. I'm sorry.
Oral mud.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm really liking Peaky Blinders. It looks so fucking good visually.
Yeah.
Every episode there's a shot where I'm like, holy fuck.
Dude, their little tavern that they what do they call it? The something. But that bar that they go to?
The bar? Oh, what's that called? It starts with a G. The Garrison.
The Garrison, yeah.
Yeah.
That little place is so nice. I remember it's been a while since I've seen the show, but it's when I don't remember her name, but the girl first comes in with the blonde hair.
Grace, she
comes in, she's like cleaning up, and they've got these like bronze spittoon buckets, and everything's lit real low, and there's like I think there's like a stained glass window in the back.
Yeah.
I don't know, it looked fucking awesome.
Yeah, the sets are great. But just the way that like they frame shots and light them with, this air. It's like Birmingham's a very industrial town, so there's smoke.
Yeah,
everywhere.
There's always guys shoveling coal in the streets.
Yeah, there's shoveling coal. There's smoke everywhere. Tommy Shelby always has a cigarette lit, doing his cool walk in slow mo. It looks amazing, and the performances are all great, and it is very like narrative heavy. It is. There's constantly to the point where it's almost overwhelming. There's so much happening all the time. And I wish, like, I feel like Peaky Blinders and The Sopranos are, like, on two different planes of the spectrum, where Peaky Blinders almost moves too fast, and Sopranos doesn't really move fast enough.
Yeah.
It's a lot of meandering around and just making jokes and, doing a bunch of, like, side quests. And Peaky Blinders is, like... They're introducing so many characters, so many villains, like at the same time, all the time. Because there's only 6 episodes, and they try to do like a new antagonist every season.
Yeah.
So they have to get it like, like get it in there pretty quick.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a little frustrating how fast it moves. You don't get a lot of time to like let things marinate and like fully understand the dynamics.
Yeah.
And it just moves really quick, but. But yeah, it's awesome. I think my two favorite characters are Alfie and Arthur.
Arthur's the oldest brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Alfie anytime he's on screen. Is
Yeah.
that the Tom Hardy tax? Of course. But
Yeah.
I can't help that.
He's also just dripped out of his mind half the time. Got the
Yeah.
full brim hat on.
Yeah, the top hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do remember feeling that whenever I I think I watched the first 2 seasons, and then I was waiting on the next season, and I just never watched it again. But I remember like feeling like it was a lot, because every character that's introduced is an important character.
Yeah.
Like there was a couple, like the communist guy from the first season. I was like, that's gonna be like a throwaway character. Nope.
Yeah.
Like they use him a good amount.
Yeah, there's a lot going on all the time. It moves really fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it. I'm gonna try to finish it. I'll probably finish it here in like the next week or two. I mean, there's 6 seasons. I'm in season 3, so
Yeah. You've been on the grind, dude.
yeah. But now to get into the watch list. First up, Heretic,
Heretic.
a movie that a lot of people have been hyping up, and this is going to be a hard one to talk about for me because I didn't like it very much, but I don't really have good reasons why I don't like it. I just based it on my experience, how I felt watching it, how into the movie I was.
Oh, that sucks, dude. I wanted to like, because me and you feel.
I wish I had a firm stance and like this is
Yeah.
exactly why I don't like it. So
Me
we
and
could
you feel
debate
like
about it,
a
but
little differently about Heretic. I don't think we're that far off.
didn't you give it a 3.5?
I left the theater at a 3.5, but I've been thinking about it a lot, and I've thought about walking it down a smidge, just because. Well, I guess I can tell my thoughts about it after you, if you want to say anything else.
Oh yeah, I mean I can give my thoughts on it. I think Hugh Grant's really good. I think he's good at playing this guy that's like sort of goofy and like seems sort of like lighthearted at first, and he's saying all these things that are sort of off-putting, but he's saying it with a smile, and he has a lot of charm. And I liked his performance, and he had some funny moments too, with his Jar Jar Binks impression.
Yeah,
That was good.
him singing "Creep."
Yeah,
I'm a weirdo.
yeah. I liked Hugh Grant. I liked all the performances. I like One Location movies, so that was cool. Mm-hmm. They were like snowed in to this little like cabin. That was pretty cool. But I was on board at first when. We won't get into spoilers for Heretic, I don't think.
Oh, I don't know if I can talk about like how I feel about
Oh,
it.
I mean, I guess we will then. All right.
I mean, the ending is one of the key things that like I have been going back and forth on.
Okay, well, I'll give spoiler-free thoughts first, and then we'll let you know when we're getting into spoilers. But when the movie starts, I was pretty into it. They show up. There are these like missionaries. They show up at this house, and it's just that like the coffee table scene where they're just going back and forth, talking about their views on things. Like I thought that was fun and interesting, and then he keeps like leaving the room and going to talk to his wife, and you're like, obviously no one's there. Mm-hmm. His wife would just come in the room if she was actually here. So then you have that like weird tension, and then you see the I guess that's a spoiler. I can't really. The thing with the candle.
Well, that's in the trailer.
Oh, it's in the trailer?
That's in the trailer.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
They use that as part of their marketing, is the candle.
Okay. I liked all that. I was pretty invested at that point, but once they go... It's really once they go downstairs, it lost
So you're
me.
okay with the back room?
It was a progression. Like, I was the most in the living room, and then when they went to the like church type room, I was a little less interested. Mm-hmm. And then when they went downstairs, I was even more less interested. So it went steadily down the whole time. But I was still kind of into it in the church area. But once they went downstairs, I was like, dude, you lost me. Like, this is not what I wanted out of this movie. And I just, like I said, I don't have a ton specifically that I don't like. Sometimes you just have to kind of, like, go with your gut and go with, like, how into the movie were you?
Did it feel like a letdown a little bit once they got down there?
Well, yeah.
But
it's not. Yeah, I think some of the stuff that happens later in the movie is dumb. But it's also just, in general, where it went once they left the living room. There just wasn't really that much interesting to me. It felt sort of lecture-y. With having Hugh Grant give all this dialogue about, religion and trying to deconstruct it. Like, I could see a lot of people thinking that's interesting. But there just wasn't really anything that happened that I thought was, like, compelling, and I don't know. I think it possibly thinks it has more to say than it does.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
That's pretty much all I can say about it without spoilers.
I got you. I'm with you. I love Hugh Grant's performance. I love the performance from the two girls. I don't remember their names, but I thought a lot of the stuff they did was really smart decisions. From, like, the opening scene and the discussion that they have, I think sets up a lot between how the two characters view the world, basically. It sets up the girl with the black hair being a more, like, on the fence about things, like she's willing to see things, like, in reality. And then the other girl being a lot more...
She also kind of stands her ground.
Yeah.
Like what she thinks.
The other girl is a lot deeper rooted into her religion and her faith, it seems. Like, the other girl, like, accepts her faith, but, like, is also, like, realistic about things. And then them using Mormonism as the religion that they're, like,
preaching about,
I think it was also really smart because it's a newer religion compared to others.
Mm-hmm.
So it ties into his references later on about when he starts, like, talking about religion in general. Mm-hmm. I also thought they did a great job building, like, dread, not necessarily dread, but, like, this uncomfortability in just the discussion that they have about very personal and very touchy, like, subjects. And Hugh Grant's, like, off-kilter, like, weirdo stuff. I felt uneasy the whole time they were talking. And every time he left the room, it was like, well, like, what the fuck is he doing back there? Like, they started building up that paranoia. Mm-hmm. And then once they got to the back room, that room also I thought was a great design. And we'll start getting into spoilers for the movie, but the back room is set up like a church. There's pews and there's an altar, but it's in a house, which is really weird. It felt very weird to see. And behind the altar is, like, a very symmetrical shot of, like, a door, a light, and then a light and a door.
Yeah. Like
a mirror image almost. It just felt weird.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool. I really liked the design of that. It did start getting preachy once he got there with the music and the board games, but I still think a lot of the lines that he gave, like him saying, "Do you still believe my wife is in the other room?" Like, I fucking love that line, and that playing into what he's talking about. I think where I got off was two pretty big things. Well, one's small and one's big, but one of them being the blonde girl turning out to be this fucking super observant genius level, like, lady. That wasn't hinted at all. I know she says, like, at the very beginning she noticed that his hair was wet, but we don't see that. We don't see her acknowledge that. we just see her kind of get suspicious along with the dark-haired girl.
Yeah.
So
They portray her as very naive.
yeah, she's kind of supposed to be this, like naive, like doesn't really see like the worst in people. So why would she even be on the lookout for that? You know what I mean? And that just seemed like a weird transition to make. And then the reveal at the end, I did not like.
We're in spoilers.
Yeah, I'm still talking about it. But
I don't even remember what happens at what are you talking about specifically?
Well, she goes down further into that trap door and then through all these like paganistic, like she goes through a series of rooms like through an underground tunnel, and it's all these like paganistic and different religious like kind of rooms. And she gets to the end and these women are chained up, and his whole thing is that the one true religion is control. That's what religion was designed to do, was to control people. And I didn't like that. Like, it's just further breaking down religion, which is what he's already done and preached about and talked about through the start of it. And then it's like, well, why is he doing it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what is he getting? And there is it's not really cool. I don't want to call it cool, but he's always talking about his wife in the other room. And he asks about polygamy like almost immediately. And all of his cups say hubby on it. So that kind of could be a darker notion to like what's going on with these women. But he kind of portrays himself as this like, I don't know, like he would be smarter than just like, well, I just want to trap women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It seems like he, like his motive is that he's very anti-religion and just wants to like kind of spread his message and like talk to people who are religious and like kind of shit on them.
Yeah, his whole thing is just like he wants to break people's faith and break people's spirits, but like I just don't know if we get enough of his character to like understand like why he's trying to do that.
Yeah.
I think the movie would have been tremendously better if there was something down there that he viewed as a true God. That he was this cynical person that wouldn't believe anything without concrete evidence. And there was some kind of entity that he has found. Some kind of like Lovecraftian crazy like thing that does weird shit. I think that would have been a lot more interesting than just a further breakdown of what religion is. And then the problem with him just being a crazy guy is that throughout the whole movie, we never really view him as a physical threat. Yeah. Like, he makes me feel uneasy, but he never does anything that would make me think he's going to, like, kill them.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of sucks, too. I wish there had been more of, like, a cat and mouse, him trying to chase someone. But usually they're just sitting there talking to him.
Yeah.
I think it would have been way more elevated if there was some kind of, like, spiritual, like, being that he had found that was maybe more malevolent than he was like a good thing. And he just viewed it as a god because that's the only thing he could see and witness and be a part of.
Yeah.
I think that would have been cooler.
Yeah. What I actually wanted to have, what I would prefer, I don't know if it would have worked for anyone else, but what I thought, like, after when I watched the movie, I was like, this version would have been a lot cooler to me, as if Hugh Grant's character was literally just a guy that wanted to talk about his view on religion and like talk to these girls about their views, and the whole time this like creepy stuff sort of happens and the girls are like questioning, are they in trouble, like is this guy trapping us here, where's his wife, you know, all this stuff. And so they're thinking like it's gonna be like a normal horror movie, and he's gonna trap them and blah blah blah. But then like at the end of the movie, they just leave. Like, he was never holding them there. He was never doing anything evil or bad. And like his wife comes out and like right at the end, and the whole movie is just them like arguing about their views on religion, and then they just leave. And it was sort of like this big red herring that they thought he was going to be, you know, this evil guy and
Yeah.
trap them down there, and like that was never gonna happen. And his wife actually was there and making blueberry pie, and
Yeah.
I feel like that would have been a lot more interesting, a lot more like ballsy, and make you think a lot more, and also could have fed into the idea of like people who are religious and like believing what people tell you versus believing your instincts.
Yeah.
And because they talk a lot in the movie about like belief, and I've told you that my wife's in the kitchen, but you probably don't believe that,
Yeah.
because you have your own instincts. So like it could have maybe made the girls, when they leave at the end in my version, like they could have probably felt guilty for like
Yeah.
assuming this about someone when he was telling them the truth the whole time, and
Yeah.
was actually just kind of this, I don't know if lonely's the word, because if he had a wife, but like he just
Curious.
he just wanted to talk to people about their religion and like his views on it, and that was it.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be more interesting to me. I could see that not working for a lot of people though.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely more ballsy. I think that
But when it spirals into just like normal horror movie again, like the fucked up guy with all this fucked up shit in his basement, it's like,
yeah, that was my big problem. Like,
this isn't interesting to me.
I like the idea of him worshiping something like dark, something like heinous, like that tying in with the title of it being Heretic. But I think that him just being basically like a serial killer that just kidnaps girls.
What would you think if the movie was Hugh Grant was actually a Satanist, and the whole movie is him converting these two very devout Christians or Mormons into, and like by the time the end of the movie and they leave his house, like he's converted them into Satanists by like his views on it and explaining it the way he sees it. I know you're religious, so that might be
no.
iffy,
I think that would work too.
Like that's a really cool idea.
If he brought them down there to see something, like if he could create something substantial that they could see, if he's like putting doubt in their head and then giving them something substantial that they can actually see. Mm-hmm. If he like goes down there, you see like a demonic altar and the fucking when he's like, you're about to see it, witness a true miracle, and it's like something demonic, and then they get to see that and it's tangible,
and they're like, well, we've never seen God.
Exactly.
Like, we've seen this devil man.
Like that would make more sense for him. Not only like obviously he would have to trap him because he's doing evil shit.
Yeah. And
then also it would make sense for him to be trying to put doubt in their heads.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, I just want to break their will because I'm an asshole.
Yeah. Also,
like anything that leaned into more of a spiritual thing would have been better than what we got.
Than just folding in your chips and doing a normal basic horror
I think
movie.
if you had gone anywhere, like if it was Satanist, some kind of alien entity, like anything that was down there that made sense for him to be having this conversation, to be making them doubt, to be opening their eyes to like the iterations and how like it's kind of the same stories, but this is a real thing that I've found.
Or maybe like in his basement, he has his wife who, let's say, got hit by a train 10 years ago and died, but now she's down there alive because of this devil man, Satan or whoever, has like brought her back to life, and like that's why he believes in Satan and wants to like convert other people, and he has this like tangible thing, like here's the newspaper 10 years ago of my wife dead, and here she is. And
I also saw or someone said on a video I watched, I don't remember who, they thought it would be cool if his wife was dead and like he was kidnapping people of different faiths and testing their faith to get them to try and have their God bring her back to life. Like he was just driven crazy by that.
That would have been interesting.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
That would have been way cool.
There's so many cool ideas you could go with this movie, and it feels like they chose the least interesting one.
If he was like, if your God's real, then bring her back.
Yeah.
And then he was that would, I think, would enhance him just being a serial killer. Like if they couldn't perform a miracle and then they killed him, and then he had two more girls walk up to the door, I think that would have been way cooler than what we wound up getting.
Yeah. not having this like farm of zombies in the basement.
Yeah,
I think that's dumb.
I will say I did like the ending in a sense that it kind of the movie didn't feel like it stepped on anyone's toes. It seemed like the ending was like, if you're religious, it can validate that, and if you're not religious, it can also validate that.
Yeah,
that was kind of neat, I guess. I just wish they had gone, if you're gonna do, like, you gotta have balls to do religion in the first place.
Yeah,
because it can hurt so many people's feelings. I think you lean into the spirituality of the whole thing. Yeah, and you do something that is like that.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, I gave it a 2. I just would never want to rewatch it. I don't think there's too much interesting about it to me. But I'm glad other people are enjoying it more.
I think I'd probably walk it down to a 3. I do think it's like not like I wouldn't mind watching it again. Like, I think the performances are good. I think the sets are cool.
Also, one thing I meant to say before we change the topic, but when you're watching it the first time and he's saying like, "Oh, well, the door's right there. Like, you can leave anytime you want." You saw the house when you came in. You know there's a hill like in the backyard. You have to go down to leave. You know, and when you're watching it on first watch, there's a party that's like, he could be telling the truth.
Yeah.
Maybe that is the door to leave, and they're just scared. So watching it again, knowing he's literally just lying to them, and he's doing this whole control thing, but he's given them no control. Like, they can't leave. He's trapped them there, and he's playing this role like he's giving them choices, and he's not.
Yeah, the whole thing is him just giving them false ideas.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, I think like that wouldn't work for me at all on a rewatch.
Yeah. Maybe it would. Maybe I'd, like, if I rewatched it and it sucked, I'd probably walk it down even further.
Yeah. It kind of feels like someone watched Barbarian and like they were like, I want to do that, and then just didn't make it nearly as interesting or good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next up is A Real Pain.
A Real Pain.
Which this I gave it a 3. Which is positive. I enjoyed watching it. I think it's solid, but it just felt like pretty, like, I guess just like a little standard and safe, and not like it didn't really take any risks. It didn't do anything insanely unique. It's Jesse Eisenberg's first movie that he's directed, I think, and it's well made. It's well acted. I mean, it's got funny moments. But it just didn't do anything that really like captivated me that would make me want to rewatch it.
Yeah.
No, I definitely enjoyed it. Like I think it's a rare time I'd use the word cute for a movie.
It is very cute.
Like it's harmless. It's everyone who watches it will probably enjoy it. But no one, I don't think, is gonna like love it and it'd be their favorite movie, because it's just a little similar to like other things, but it's solid. I liked it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I don't have a ton to say about it. It being Jesse Eisenberg's first movie is impressive. Like he did a great job. I like the characters. Every time I see Kieran Culkin in something, I think he's great.
Dude, he's so good.
I want to see him in more stuff.
Yeah.
Their dynamic is interesting, but like, there's not really a big moment where I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like, it's just kind of like, you know, they do their thing and I'm a part of it, and then, you know, that's it.
Yeah. There's just not a huge like payoff or anything towards the end. It's, I don't know, it's a nice little movie, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, it was sweet.
Yeah. And then next up, I watched Red Rooms.
Dude, I'm sorry. I should have watched this before we did the podcast, because I wanted us to talk about it after.
It's all right. We can you can watch it this week and we can talk about it next week. But
yeah, but what you described to me of like this, like you didn't tell me anything about the movie. You were just like, I don't know what the hell is going on. And I was
yeah, like, I think it's best to go in blind, so I won't give details on like the story.
Mm-hmm.
It had been sold to me as from people I know as the most disturbing movie of the year and one of the most disturbing movies in the past couple years. So I had those expectations going in, and those expectations weren't met. I didn't find it super disturbing personally.
What would you say is the most disturbing movie you've ever seen?
Martyrs.
Martyrs?
Yeah. Martyrs fucked me up for like a week.
I didn't know if like there was something that topped it or anything like that.
No, definitely.
Or anything
Martyrs.
recently that you like saw that was really fucked up.
Yeah, no, definitely Martyrs. I'd have to look at my letterbox to pick a number 2. But it's a French-Canadian film, and it's really unique the way it's told. It's really well made. There's a split diopter shot. There's some great cinematography, great color grading, amazing performances, and it's one of those movies that gives you small nuggets of information slowly. So you're trying to like figure out what's happening, and it leaves you like wanting to keep going and piece everything together. Mm-hmm. And I do like that because some movies give you all this like exposition at the beginning of a movie, and it kills all the curiosity, all the intrigue.
Yeah.
So it does a great job, like slowly, giving you information. But it's just. I'd say it's very ballsy in the decisions that it makes. There's elements of it that are really dark. I'd say it's more dark than disturbing. Maybe those two words are like similar to most people. They kind of
they
the same
are.
thing.
I'm trying to picture like what you're trying
like
to say.
It's dark. Like the subject matter is dark, but it didn't disturb me.
Like when like something horrible's happening, but you don't really see it. Like it's talking about dark subject matter, but you're not directly exposed to it, so you kind of pass over it. Is that kind of like what you mean?
I'm trying to think of an example of like something that I'm thinking about. I don't really know how to describe it. But like the subject matter is undoubtedly dark, but it just didn't disturb me. I can't really explain it any other way than that.
Kind of thinking of like,
I guess sort of like Seven. Like, not that Red Rooms is like Seven, but Seven has dark subject matter, but it doesn't disturb me watching that movie at all.
I got you.
I was
gonna say like
timbers and like I can't sleep tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Taxi Driver.
Sort of, yeah. Sort of like
like
that too. Dark movie.
Yeah,
but
like that's a child prostitute.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
But like I'm not like
Right. So it's a very unique movie, and I have two friends, Alex and Evan, that like adore it, gave it 5 stars, and I've been like wanting to rewatch it. I think Alex did rewatch it. And then 2 of my other friends, Alan and Will, gave it a 3.5. And when I finished it, I couldn't give it a rating because I just had no idea. Like, I didn't know how I felt about it. Mm-hmm. It's just something I had to kind of sit there and see like how much more I'm thinking about it, see if it grows on me or gets worse. And after like 2 days, I fell on a 3.5 because I just think that's right. It's a movie that also doesn't like explain a ton. There's some things you have to like think about afterwards and might want to talk to people about.
Is that higher?
Which is good.
Is the 3.5 higher than how you felt like initially?
No, I left initially liking it, but it's a lot to take in because it's not at all what you were probably expecting. So, especially with it being the most disturbing movie of the year, and that I never like had that experience.
I didn't know it was sold as that. I just remember someone said like, since you like Zodiac and Seven and like stuff like that, you'd probably like Red Rooms, and I was like, oh, it's probably like a cool noir like detective movie.
Yeah.
Probably not that though.
But I want to keep everything super vague because I think there's still a lot of people that haven't seen it. I had to rent it to see it, but Yeah, I'd recommend everyone check it out because it's super unique and it could really really work for you, or really not. But there's not. I mean, the lowest rating on my whole friends list is a 3.5. So it seems like no one hates it.
Yeah.
It's just some people really
maybe
love
it's
it.
not like what people sold it to be.
Yeah. But yeah, check that out for sure. And then that same day, I had a duty to my good pal to show him Jump In.
He did.
I've been trying to get Carl to watch Jump In for years. I love Jump In. I grew up with it. I've seen it 10 times. And I finally got Carl to watch it.
Apparently, I'm an idiot for not having to be in our age range and not having seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, he thought I was just gay and watched gay stuff, and that it wasn't like a popular movie. Like, no.
Well, you did do gay stuff.
But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying Jump In, like anyone who is my age has seen Jump In, I think. It was a very popular movie.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I don't think any of my friends ever talked about Jump In.
Yeah, no, it's big time.
Maybe I didn't hang out with the nerds enough.
All right, Mr. Dragon Ball Z.
Dude, that's cool. That's,
Right,
that's
yeah.
not nerd stuff, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Jump In is unironically a good film. I'm sorry. I gave it a 4. Here's the deal with Jump In, all right? It's two things. Half the time, it's a badass movie about a young man jumping rope. The other half the time, it's the worst movie you've ever seen. But it's very funny when it's being hilariously bad. It's a Disney original movie, so the acting at times is awful. And the dialogue is so cringy sometimes. It was made in 2007, so like comedy and like also the way bullies would like make fun of people in 2007 in a Disney movie was really different. And there's these groups of jump rope teams competing against each other, and this one team comes up and starts talking shit, and they were like, your guys' routine was really good. Not like there's a lot of shit like that that's like, oh boy, that is not how humans talk anymore.
Yeah,
that's bad. But either way, I'm having a good time because it's either really bad but it's fun because of how bad it is, or it's actually like I actually like it because I do enjoy many parts of Jump In.
You see, for
Don't
me
like that.
For me, it's just so bad that it's funny, which makes it fun for me.
Right.
Like, I don't actually enjoy almost any aspect of that movie. It's just so ridiculous and so bad that I laugh at it. I'm laughing at the movie.
You're a dick.
I'm telling you how I feel. And then, like, we ended it, and I was like, well, that was a terrible movie. And you were like, did you have fun, though? And I was like, I did have fun. It was fun.
Because that's the thing, is, like, some people have a hard time when they watch bad movies like that. Because there's bad movies that are boring, and there's bad movies that are fun.
Yeah.
Those are two very different things. And Jump In is a bad movie that's fun. But people, when they give it a rating, a lot of times people will try to give an objective rating, give it like a 1 star and say, but it was fun. It's like, okay, so it's not a 1 star for you if you thought it was fun.
Yeah.
That's literally like rate it based on how much you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So
if I'm rating it on just like the laughs and the fun, I'd probably give it a 3.5.
There were so many moments that you were laughing.
Yeah,
like,
it's really ridiculous. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Also, Corbin Bleu sold to us like as an athletic person in the movie. Cannot run. Can't run at all.
Yeah, yeah, he needs to work on it for sure.
He's on the list.
But like the movie starts and Corbin Blue's like running through his neighborhood doing backflips off the wall in slow motion and like
he's like he grabs an orange off of a fruit stand and starts like throwing it around and he's like, "Here you go,"
and puts it back.
Yeah,
it's like you just touched my orange for no reason. Like
you just touched my
just
orange.
Fucking fondled my orange and put it back. I mean, what the hell am I supposed to do with that?
Oh my god! And then he's like, "What are you gonna do, jump rope boy?" Damn, dude. You got him.
And then there was when he was about to fight Rodney and what did he say about his dad? It's like, it's not my fault your dad can't find work or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
It's not my fault your dad can't get a job.
Yeah. Like, damn. What the hell?
Speaking of which, somewhat spoilers, but we got to talk about that line from Red One.
Yeah, we'll get into Red One.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, Jump In is fun.
It has some infectious songs. I have to admit.
I do disagree with you on the songs. I don't like any of the songs.
You don't like Push It to the Limit?
I don't like it, no. I did laugh during that whole sequence because his dad's there, like, coming in his pants, seeing his kid,
just jaw dropped.
Like, they're jumping
his
rope, and he's like, "Oh my god, look at the way they jump that rope!" And then they do the speed jumping, where they're just like chopping their feet real fast.
Yeah,
that was funny. And then their routine switched from jumping rope to just them dancing and singing a song.
Yeah,
and I was like, "That's crazy. That's nuts. This is a jump rope competition, and you just start busting into song and dance."
Yeah. It's just one of those, like...
And then you got the guy in the Dumb and Dumber suit.
Yeah,
doing the
guy dressed up like Aldo. Oh, man. I guess you just kind of had to grow up with it. Like, you can still watch it now for the first time and, like, laugh at it for how bad it is, but it's fun.
No, if you turn on Jump In, I will put all my chips on this. If you turn on Jump In and you're not laughing and having a good time, something's wrong with you.
Yeah. But if you grew up with it, like, there's a side of your brain that's like, this is fucking awesome. Like, forget the bad shit.
Yeah.
This is gnarly. So I was blessed with watching it growing up. So, you know. Same with, like, High School Musical, too. If you watch those now for the first time, no. But if you grew up with them, they're hard as shit.
Do you think High School Musical has the same feeling that Jump In has if you didn't grow up with it?
I don't remember High School Musical being as, like, cringy as Jump In.
I remember Logan making me watch High School Musical, and I watched it, and it was not anywhere. I didn't laugh anywhere near as much as I did in Jump In.
Maybe you, like...
Maybe it takes itself more
Maybe it's because
serious.
you watched that with her and watched this with me, and, like, we make more jokes.
It could be. I do have more fun when I'm surrounded by men.
Yeah. Yeah, but we try to make fun of movies when they're bad, so it, like, makes them funnier.
Yeah.
Like when we watched Terrifier 2, and you were like, work on it.
Yeah, dude. And then in Gladiator, rocking the poop pit. That was the best one.
Carl liked that one. There's
That
a
was
scene in Gladiator where Russell Crowe puts on an all brown fit. I was like rocking the poop fit, and he really liked it.
Dude.
Yeah, but everybody watch Jump In. It's hard as shit. Push it to the limit, 'cause we're in it to win it, in it to win it. That's the fucking news.
Hell yeah, man. That was really cool.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Cool.
Next one up was Red One.
Red One.
Which I was excited to see. Sometimes you get a hankering for a pile of shit. You just... I just crave it.
You came off a Jump In and you were hungry for more.
Sometimes you hit 10 o'clock at night and you're like, I could go for a milkshake right now.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what I'm craving.
I
was craving shit. I was craving abysmal dog shit.
I wasn't super, like, I wasn't going to watch it at all. But then you were like, don't you think that's going to be ridiculous? And I was like, I mean, you do have a point. And then you showed me the Oppenheimer thing. And I was like, well, now I have to watch this movie, dude.
I'm assuming everyone listening to this has seen it, but if you haven't, I'll recap the Oppenheimer video. But it's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson doing press for Red One, and he's talking about why they shot it in IMAX, and he's saying, well, I remember last year we were in the middle. That's what's also funny about this is he said he was in the middle of shooting Red One, and then called his producers to say they should shoot in IMAX.
Scrap it.
They've already shot half the movie in one format. What do you can't change the format halfway through. Anyway,
He said, scrap it, we're going big.
yeah, but he was like, I was in the IMAX theater last year watching Oppenheimer. I asked for where Christopher Nolan sat, and they said he sits right here. His wife sits right here. I sat where he sat. I watched Oppenheimer. It was amazing. But it got me thinking, Red One on this screen, that would be game over.
Dude, the fucking, what a psycho. He's thinking about himself while watching Oppenheimer, dude.
His piece of shit movie.
So, you know what? I could really use this.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's a bad movie. I like bad movies. We just went on a tangent about Jump In.
Yeah.
I really enjoy watching bad movies sometimes. They can be really fun. This was not that for me. Red One it's very hard to find enjoyment in this movie for me. There was very little I liked about it. And it wasn't even like so bad it's good. I really just didn't have a good time.
Yeah.
I thought it was way longer than it needed to be. Just the comedy, dude. I'm a big comedy guy, so if Red One was like the worst script I've ever seen in my life, but it was super funny, that's enough.
Yeah.
I give it a positive score. That's all I really want.
We kind of even talked about that before or it might have been after Red One, but you were like talking about how some people think all movies need to have a point, and I was like, well, they all need to like at least say something. And you were like, well, like comedies don't. Like, you can watch a comedy and it not have anything going on. I was like, well, yeah, comedies are a lot more lenient. Like, you could have a dog shit movie, like no kind of plot, as long as it's funny, then it succeeds, and it's already like a good movie in my book. And that's what's crazy about Red One is that it's not funny.
Yeah, I went into the movie thinking, okay, this is going to be dumb fun. Like, it's going to be a bad movie, but it'll be fun to watch. It's just not fun. The comedy is really bad. Like, it almost feels AI generated. I remember there's a scene to sum up like the comedy style in this movie. There's a scene where what exactly did he say? Basically, it was The Rock, Chris Evans, and one other character, and The Rock keeps bringing up something that Chris Evans fucked up earlier in the movie, and then the lady tells The Rock, not helping. And then Chris Evans says to The Rock, yeah, not helping. That's the comedy we're talking about here. Like,
it's he's right behind me, isn't he?
It's that kind of comedy.
Stuff.
There was a couple moments I thought was funny, and they were on accident. There was one part where The Rock said domicile, and I thought that was really funny.
Oh yeah,
because he takes his job like he's basically Santa Claus's bodyguard.
Yeah,
and he was explaining like the importance of Christmas, and he was like, and me and Nicholas, we travel every 365 days to 3 million domiciles across the world, and him using the word domicile I thought was really funny. A, because it makes me think of Breaking Bad, but B, just such a unnecessary technical word to use instead of home.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they had done, like, there's a couple like glimmers of hope that I had. I was like, I'm about to watch gold.
Yeah.
And the domicile one was like that. If they had done this Officer Gary type character that
takes his job way too seriously,
like him saying, also gives Bastion here a chance to urinate instead of just saying take a piss or pee.
Yeah.
He says everything very matter of fact. If they'd done that with Dwayne Johnson, I think it would have been funnier. And then the very beginning, spoiler alert for Red One, I guess, but when he sees that Santa gets kidnapped, he's on the top of this fucking tower. And he just jumps
off the balcony. I thought that was funny. Yeah. He lands on a slide.
Yeah, he starts falling like 500 stories. And I was like, this is going to be great if he's just a superhero.
Yeah.
And does the craziest shit ever. Like, that sequence, I was like, this is going to be so ridiculous. He's sliding down a tower to save Santa Claus.
I was in at that point. I was like, this is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, but then he starts doing like fucking military lingo.
Yeah.
And there's like drones and shit, and they're closing bear. I was like, dude, have fucking something crazy happen.
Yeah, and the antagonist is awful. So boring. Could not give a fuck less about what was going on there.
Number one, forgot her name already.
Shiva. I'm just kidding.
It's not, yeah, I don't remember her name.
Yeah, she's a witch. I don't know.
That's all I remember.
Yeah.
That there's a witch. But dude, like, you could have done so much goofier stuff. Like, I feel like they didn't lean. They were like trying to tell an actual story with like Chris Evans' character like has an arc with like his son, and like, don't put that in the movie, dude. Do something crazy.
Yeah, they should have made it a very straight, like, just a comedy.
Yeah.
No action, no sentimental redemption arc with his son. Like, just way too bloated and not funny. It should have been written by someone who's actually funny, because I do actually think, like, the concept of Santa going, like, getting kidnapped, and then his, like, top elf, like his right-hand man, like, looking for him and taking his job, like, really seriously, like you were talking about, and him saying domicile.
Yeah.
And having to explain it to someone who doesn't live in the North Pole and, like, is unfamiliar with all this, and having, like, a fish out of water, and he thinks it's really goofy, but the guy working for Santa thinks it's, like, very serious. Like, that could have been a funny concept for a movie. But they just forgot that, you know, comedies need humor, so there's none of it. And they also tried to cram in all this, like, him having a fucking Ant-Man thing that he can turn things big. Like, why the hell does he have that?
I when he initially did that and he turned small, I did laugh.
Oh yeah, that was another part that was funny. Is like he uses the thing to, like, shrink himself and make himself big while he fights people, and the CGI just looks awful, and it's really funny seeing him like fight people as a small guy.
But like, if you just made it the CGI bad and it gave him like a shrink voice, if he was like, get over here, like, that would have been good.
Yeah.
Like, you got and then like the snowman fight, I would have enjoyed if it was more ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, the solution to the snowman, I liked.
Yeah.
How they stopped the snowman, the sound effect they gave that. No.
Yeah.
Like, that, I really liked that.
Fun.
But they, like, I don't know, they gave the snowman like these really, like, intense looking designs that they're all like muscular and look scary. I'm like, make them look like snowmen. That's even crazier.
Yeah.
Do something and make them talk shit while they're like freezing people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like there's so many other decisions you could have made. And then, like, the idea of this, like, task force that's like all mythological things, I still think that was even a good idea, because it kind of opens the doors for, like, other stuff. Like, you could do a Halloween movie in the Red One universe, and fucking Thanksgiving, or like anything that has kind of a mythical creature. You could tell a story about it.
Yeah.
If the movie was good and you set up like a comedy, you could have like a ridiculous.
Imagine
like,
if Santa got kidnapped by, like, horror icons, like the Headless Horseman and, like, Frankenstein and people like that.
Yeah.
That would have been cooler
Yeah.
than just some lady.
Like, imagine if instead of some lady, fucking Humpty Dumpty's men kidnapped Santa Claus to put him back together.
Now we're fucking talking.
Dude, I'm cooking. I'm cooking. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Red One fucking blows. I thought I'd have a good time watching it. I didn't.
Yeah.
It's it's painfully unfunny.
Yeah.
So do not watch Red One. I promise. I
promise.
I promise you won't like it. And then I believe that's it, except for Gladiator. Correct?
Yeah. I'm still actively watching Arcane. I thought the whole season released, but they're doing episode a week that they're dropping. Mm-hmm. And I forgot a lot from season 1. So I jumped into season 2, and there wasn't a recap. I think I probably pressed the wrong button or something, but there wasn't a recap, and I was like, oh shit. But so far, aesthetic, fucking killer. Some of the stuff is starting to get a little like how many misunderstandings can you have before you're starting hey, someone just needs to fucking say something.
Now you're starting to realize it's a bad show.
No, it's just
welcome to the team. I knew you'd get here eventually.
No, it's still really good. It's just I wish they would get to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, I don't know.
Let's get to it.
I get angry when I see Arcane come up on Netflix.
Really?
I get angry because so many people think it's the best thing ever. And I don't have a hatred for the show. I don't think it deserves hate. I just think it was so boring. But these people talk about it like it's the best shit ever made. And it's what's going on here?
I think I agree that it's over. I mean, it's definitely no Last Airbender, dude. That's actually the best shit ever made.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
That's realistically just top shit. But I could see. I mean, I don't know what the word is on Arcane. I just know people really like it. If people are saying it's the best show ever, the best animated thing ever, not the case. But I do think it's really good. I think the way they draw everything in.
I hate the animation for Arcane.
I like the animation. I think there's sequences that kind of remind me of Spider-Verse a little bit. And I like the characters for the most part. I like the season 1 a lot. I've only seen 3 episodes of season 2, so I'll see where it goes. But so far, it's still trucking on. I just think that there's some loose ends they need to tie up pretty soon, or else it's gonna get a little stale.
Hell yeah. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then we can talk for a little bit about Gladiator.
Men movies.
Guys being dudes.
Dude, I went on Letterboxd right after we watched it. Realized I had Gladiator at a 4.5.
Did you stub your toe on purpose for punishment?
No, I'm gonna deprive myself of wiener.
Oh, that's even worse.
I gave myself 2 months probation.
2 months 2 months cockbation. No cockbation.
2 months cockbation. You're really trying to make that work. Yeah, no, I've got to cut myself or something to forgive that sin. That was horrible.
Menbation.
Yeah.
No menbation.
Yeah. No men, no viewing of men, no men inside me.
Yep.
I just have to deal with it.
Yep. That's what you deserve.
Yeah.
For your crimes.
No, Gladiator, I guess, spoiler, it's fucking incredible, dude.
Yeah.
Me and you were watching it, and I've actually haven't seen Gladiator that many times. I've only seen it. I think this would be my 4th watch.
I think honestly it might be my 2nd.
Really?
I don't know if I had ever seen it on a rewatch before.
Yeah, I think this is my 3rd or 4th watch, and you were like, this is moving way faster than I remember. I was like, yeah, dude. I thought there was a lot more setup with Maximus and the initial war.
Yeah.
And his standing within the world, basically.
Yeah.
But you see basically the tail end of a war almost. Like a battle.
Yeah.
And then it goes straight into the fucking movie.
Yeah. First of all, the opening battle is fucking sick as shit.
Oh my god.
They're fighting these barbarians, and I think they're in Germania. And the lighting is so fucking good. It has this blue color grading. the shots are just gorgeous. Like the costumes and everything look so fucking sick. They have these fire arrows that they're shooting. Like, it's just immaculate.
Yeah, dude, they're throwing catapults. The barbarians, there's like a clearing, and the barbarians are running out of the trees into the clearing, and they're launching catapults with these like cauldrons that are like blowing up on the trees and like raining like napalm down on the fucking barbarians. One of the guys gets like speared like through the mouth.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Also,
dude.
when the barbarians show up, they send in a guy on a horse without a head. And then they come up on this hill and throw the head at them. Like, they show them the head and then like roll it down the hill.
Yeah, dude,
and
that's like they're waiting on a recon. Maximus's team is like waiting for a recon to come back, or a guy that they sent a message to come back, and they send him on his horse with his fucking head missing.
Yeah. And then they start the barbarians start screaming, and one small thing that I love when movies do is when there's no subtitles for people that the characters you're watching can understand.
Yes.
Like, they don't speak barbarian. They don't know what the hell oogla means. So it's just them yelling. Like, that's all. We know what they know. They're yelling. They thrown a head. We get the message. But that's just a small thing in movies that I love when there's no subtitles, when people speak foreign languages and the characters you're watching don't know that language, so they wouldn't know what they're saying.
Yeah, I love everything about the opening scene, dude. I love the little back and forth that Maximus has with
Marcus Aurelius.
Not Marcus Aurelius. It's
post-war it's Marcus.
Yeah, post-war it's Marcus. Yeah. But
Quintus,
yeah. Fucking Quintus, dude, that piece of shit. But he's like
scumbag.
Quintus is like, people should know when they've been conquered, and then Maximus said, "Would you know?"
Yeah.
And like of course not. You would keep fucking fighting.
Yeah.
And it just shows like how Maximus respects like being a warrior and fighting for what you believe in.
Yeah.
And Quintus is like, we're obviously gonna win. Like, to just give up. And he's like, I would never give up if I was them.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that line. I love what we do in our lives echoes in eternity.
Oh yeah, come on.
That's just hard.
Everything a lot of the shit they say is fucking cool. Like, even him saying like, if you find yourself in like a green pasture, then you're already in Elysium. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but it's cool as hell.
Yeah, yeah, it's badass as shit. The dialogue's really good, which is funny because I don't know if I've told you like the behind the scenes of Gladiator getting made before, but it was like really close to being a disaster.
We have talked about that. Wasn't there like damn near like no script almost?
There was 30 pages of a script.
Yeah.
And a good rule of thumb is a page per minute.
Yeah.
So it's a 3-hour movie, 180 minutes of movie, and they had 30 minutes worth of a script. So they were like writing it as they went.
Yeah.
They were shooting it chronologically and writing it as they went, which shooting chronologically is already really hard because like you build one set, you film in it, you break down that set, you move on to the next thing, and then you're like, oh fuck, like we need to film another scene in that set. It's just a fucking nightmare. But they had a 30-page script, and Russell Crowe's line when he tells Commodus his name, he like takes off his mask and says his name. Russell Crowe said he thought that writing was really bad. Like, he hated the way that scene was written and the dialogue he thought was bad. But he said, I'm the best actor in the world and I can make bad dialogue sound good. Which I look at that and I'm like, I don't think that's bad dialogue. I think it's cool as shit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess he'd know more than me. But also just shout out to him because, like, that's the mentality.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
I don't know what he thinks is so bad about it, but...
Yeah, it is weird that that's what you picked to be, like, the bad part of it. But, yeah, no, I do remember us talking about basically, like, Ridley and Russell Crowe kind of, like, made the movie as they went.
Yeah. there's just a lot of cool, interesting things about the script. I think Steven Spielberg was the one that was initially like someone pitched it to him, and he was like, "Oh, that sounds awesome," and then like joined as a producer and like helped find a director and get it made. But
Yeah.
they couldn't afford to build an entire Coliseum to shoot in because it would be too expensive. So they built a third of the Coliseum and then shot everything with that 1/3.
That's crazy.
Like they filmed a third of the scenes this way, and then they would like redress the third of the stadium and like put different people in it and change the camera angles and make it look like it's now the opposite side. But it's the same side, but like they did all this incredibly difficult planning to make it look like a 3-dimensional area where Commodus is over here in this box and Proximo's over here in this box.
Yeah.
And the other guy's over here in this box. And like you have a good understanding of like the geography of the scene, but it was all like completely just...
It was all a lie.
Yeah, like it's just incredibly well done filmmaking that you don't even notice that it's the same third. And then when there was wide shots, like big overhead shots of the Coliseum, they just used the third and then filled in the rest with CGI.
Yeah.
And you can't even tell. It looks good.
Yeah. No, it looks incredible. And
Yeah.
something else that really stood out to me was like, obviously like Gladiator is a revenge story, but the idea of like him winning over the people and that basically being like the only thing that saves him. Mm-hmm. That's so fucking smart, dude.
Yeah.
Because gladiators, at least what I was taught in fucking, when I took Latin in like middle school, gladiators were like celebrities basically.
Yeah.
And like he's using his celebrity as like the only way to keep him protected from someone who has like incredible power.
Yeah. I think there's so many like great ideas in Gladiator because it is a revenge movie, obviously, but there's so many layers to it where it isn't just a straightforward revenge because no one really wants that. Like, you can do revenge movies and just do them really well and it can work. Like, John Wick's a pretty straightforward revenge movie, but there's world building, there's other things that make it great, but it is a revenge movie. But I think with Gladiator, they set it up to where like Maximus wants to get revenge on Commodus because he executed his family and tried to execute him, but also he's doing it because he loves Rome and Rome is now ruled by Commodus, so he sees it as like almost his last mission, like before he dies, that he needs to kill Commodus because he's a fucking tyrant. Like he's like Marcus Aurelius said at the beginning of the movie, he's not a moral man. Like he's fucking heinous.
Not only kill Commodus, but to ensure that Rome is handled by someone who can handle it, basically, handle it properly.
Right.
Because he could just kill him, get killed by the guard, then the next person sees his power.
And he's protecting Lucilla.
Yeah, Lucilla.
her name?
And that's
Yeah.
something they talk about.
Lucilla and Lucius.
Yeah, I, for some reason, never remembered Lucilla like having those meetings with Garrick. I think his name is Garrick. Yeah. The senators. Mm-hmm. And they're like, we have to kill him. They're like, well, then one of his generals will just seize power. Like, we need to get rid of him, but also make sure that the Senate stays intact. And, like, there's a lot of moving parts and, like, reasons why people can't move forward. And they're like, we just need to wait until he has more enemies than friends. Mm-hmm. And, like, all the, like, the plotting and, like, what they're doing makes so much more sense once you're in there with that dialogue.
Yeah.
Because, like, someone close to him could just kill him if everyone hates him. But, like, not everyone hates him. And he's also still the emperor.
Yeah.
So, even if you kill him, you're just going to get killed right afterwards.
Right. And it's like, what's cool is Rome in this time wasn't like most kingdoms and like most areas where if the king in any other place like wants to kill somebody, he can just go do that, and no one really will give a fuck. But they set up in this movie how the Colosseum, like the mob, is Rome. Like the fans of the Colosseum are who controls Rome.
Yeah.
So everything, all the politics get like funneled into this, like gladiator match, and Commodus, like we're skipping around, but later in the movie, like Commodus, once he realizes he's alive and wants to just kill Maximus, and he realizes he can't because now Maximus has gained this huge following from Rome, from the fights he's been doing, because of his, like, people really got, like, rally behind his courage and, like, how fucking badass he is.
Yeah. He is, like, people like him just because he's a badass.
Yeah.
So, like, that's it. He's just like, this is the coolest guy.
Yeah, and he's a leader, too. Like, he was talking to his guys that he was, like, his slaves he was stuck with, talking about, like, working together, and you know,
that's something else
like,
too that I love, like establishing him as a general, and like, and from the first battle sequence, his men fucking love him. Mm-hmm. Like everyone respects him. They know he's gonna be like right down there with him, fucking doing this shit. And he basically the polar opposite of Commodus,
right?
And then like a while into being a slave, everyone is already rallied beside him. And one of my favorite scenes is like early on, you have that big guy, like after they've done a couple battles, and Commodus like reveals who he is, and like he gets a bowl of chili, and then they look at it,
taste it for
and
him.
the guy eats it for him in case it's poisoned.
Yeah,
like I'd rather I die than you die.
And he just met him.
Yeah,
like he's already got him like that quick.
Yeah, they didn't like each other at first.
I'll die for you.
Yeah.
I met you 15 minutes ago, but I'll die for you.
And then the fucking back and forth that he has with what's that guy's name from Blood Diamond?
Damon Hunsu.
Damon, yeah. The back and forth he has with him, the not yet. Oh,
yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, that's
that
awesome.
shit fucking gets me.
But I love the fact that Commodus wants to kill Maximus, but he can't because Maximus has this following now. And if he just goes and kills him, Maximus becomes a martyr. And Maximus will become this, like, this folklore legend, like almost like a Jesus Christ type, like, character for Rome. And he doesn't want to do that. So he has to find a way to, like, just defeat him by himself. Like, him in front of the crowd, take down Maximus. That's, like, the only way anyone would get behind it.
Yeah, he does anyway, like... Because if he kills Maximus, he's brought back the games, the Colosseum games.
Yeah.
And now everyone already hates him, and then now he's killing the star of the games that that's the only thing
in an unfair done. Like not an even match, like just
that's
go
the only thing he's done that people like. Yeah. And now you're crushing that. You're gonna start a revolt.
Yeah. And so Maximus like turned his whole shit against him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to like set up as many ways as he can, like very one-sided challenges for Maximus, but he just continues to fucking decapitate people.
Yeah. He goes in. I remember the first time I watched Gladiator, and I saw the scene where right before the fight, and he stabs him in the back, and then he's like, put on his armor and conceal the wound. And I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that's... I think it just clicked in my head, and I was like, that's fucking genius writing.
Yeah.
Like, that works. Yeah. Like, he's going to go fight him, but he's at a severe disadvantage now to where Commodus might actually have a chance. But he's wearing armor, so the fans can't see that he's, like, fucked up.
Yeah. And when I first watched it as a kid, I was like, I mean, he stabbed you once, and you're like, all that fucked up.
Yeah.
He stabs him in the lung.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna die soon.
Yeah, and then right early in the fight, he like slits his fucking knee tendon.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he's limping around.
Yeah, and he's on one leg, just beating ass.
And then every fucking hit that Maximus takes on Commodus, I'm like, you fucking dude.
Yeah. Commodus is the biggest pussy I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah.
If I made a list, maybe one day we'll make a Film Scoop list of biggest pussies in movies ever, he's got to be number one. He
kinda-
is the biggest fucking coward I have ever seen in a movie.
He reminded me a lot of Kylo Ren.
He reminded me of Joffrey.
Yeah, Joffrey. Yeah, but him having his little like.
But Kylo Ren's like a little bit badass. Actually, he's a lot badass, but he has these like fits.
Yeah, it's mainly the fits.
Yeah,
Him like being like, go.
yeah,
Like, Commodus does that shit, dude.
Yeah. He gets so mad that people love Maximus.
Maximus does something cool. Like I think he did Commodus did the thumbs down, like saying to execute him. And
and then he
Maximus
doesn't do it.
And the next scene, Commodus is crying. He's like, if they don't respect me, how can they love me?
Yeah. How fucking mad he gets when Lucius says he's pretending to be Maximus, the protector
savior
of Rome.
Savior of Rome.
Savior of Rome.
I was like, oh my god.
He's like,
dude,
he's gonna fucking hang him. Like he fucking hates that guy so much.
Tell you what though, Commodus, he loves his family, dude.
You can't take that away from him.
Yeah, he loves blood relatives.
Yep. He does like that. Fucking, I think the fights are like really well done, really well choreographed and shot. Mm-hmm. And there's this one shot when I don't remember which fight it is, but Maximus is fighting someone, and there's this like wide shot of the Colosseum with like the light coming through, and in the top of the image. It is gorgeous.
I'm trying to think of what fight that is.
Dude, it is so fucking
It had to be the chariot fight, I think.
I think it was.
That's when they do the pull out, because when he fights the lion guy, a lot of that's really bright, and then looking up at the lion guy because he's so massive.
Yeah. The lion scene is also really fucking cool.
Oh, dude, his armor is fucking crazy.
That scene is so intense.
Yeah.
Like, he's already fighting this huge guy. He's fighting the mountain, and then every 5 seconds a lion's right behind him, and he's got to dodge.
I didn't know I thought they were gonna like strap him up in the chains when I first watched that sequence, and then fucking tigers jump out of the trap door in the arena, dude.
Yeah, I found out that Ridley wanted to do a fight where Maximus fought a rhino, and like storyboarded the whole thing, but they tested it out, and it would have cost $3 million to make that scene because the rhino had to be CGI. And I'm glad that they didn't do it, because part of the reason that makes Gladiator so timeless is because there's very little CGI, and the only CGI is really like like
atmosphere.
big wide shots that you can't really tell.
Yeah.
But if they had Maximus fighting a CGI rhino in 2000,
It would have been rough.
it would have looked bad, and
Yeah.
it would date the movie very bad. So I'm glad they didn't do that. And now he gets to do it in Gladiator 2 with modern technology, and it'll actually look good.
Oh my god, dude.
So that's awesome. But I'm glad that they didn't do that.
I will say though, after having watched Gladiator, this is kind of off subject, but I am nervous for Gladiator 2 because Gladiator is so good, and obviously people are going to immediately compare it to Gladiator, and I think it's a very slim chance.
Oh no, it's not going to be better than Gladiator.
Yeah, that it's as good as Gladiator, very slim. But I feel like people are going to be harder on it because they're comparing it to Gladiator, which is a perfect movie.
Yeah. My friend the other day said that if you're making a legacy sequel and it's like a max 4-star, you shouldn't make it. And I don't know if I agree with that. Because there's no objective way to say something's a max 4-star.
Yeah.
Like, maybe someone gives it a 5. Like, it's all subjective. But like, if you make a sequel to a classic movie and it's just a 4, like it's a good movie, it's a good sequel, so what? Like, don't make a piece of shit. Like, don't do a legacy sequel that's awful. But if you do a sequel to like let's say that there were no Alien sequels. It was just Alien, and then they made Romulus last year, and that was the only sequel. So what? Like, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Like, they made a good sequel. It doesn't have to be the best thing ever made, in my opinion.
I
So that doesn't
disagree.
bother
Like,
me.
you can make a sequel and it can still be fun. I can still enjoy it. Like, even if it was like a 3, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
It's still a positive movie.
Now, if you're gonna make something really bad, yeah, I'd agree. Don't make it. You know?
If you don't have anything to say, and it's gonna be bad, like just stop.
I don't even know if you have to have anything to say. Like if Ridley Scott made Gladiator 2 because he was like, I just think Gladiator's sick and I want to do more fights, I'd be like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Well, I
Like,
guess
you don't have to have something to say.
Yeah, I guess I should there's people that hate like Prometheus, but that was like creative enough. Like even if it was bad, it's like I see that he was trying to take this in a different direction.
Yeah.
I don't think it was bad, but I know there are people that hate Prometheus. I was one of them. I fucking didn't like it.
But then he did the fingering.
Then I blew and he did the fingering.
Yeah.
And then like obviously I came around on it, but like seeing something taken like a very drastically different direction, I respect even if it didn't work. Sometimes, I think that's fine too.
Yeah. So I don't see anything wrong with doing a sequel that's just like good, like a good solid sequel.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it.
As long as it's not harming the original, which if people are giving it a 4-star, it's probably not.
Yeah,
It's probably not harming.
If you're not
the
like,
original.
hey, Maximus, he actually sucked Commodus's dick.
Yeah.
It's like, well, wait a second. Yeah. That's not what happened in Gladiator.
Yeah.
Like,
Actually, Maximus was a big coward, and it was actually Commodus that was the hero.
yeah. When he asked if he missed the battle, he actually won the battle.
Yeah.
Commodus hid and was quaking in his boots.
There was something recently that I thought ruined Joker 2. That's what it was. Joker 2 makes Joker worse.
Yes.
Like, that movie existing makes Joker worse. So yes, that movie should not exist.
Yeah.
But if Joker 2 didn't affect Joker 1 and it was just a cool little sequel and it had like it was a musical and it was fun, like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, like,
Why not?
I don't care.
But it was bad. So it's just don't make bad sequels. That's my thought. But it doesn't have to be as good as the original. I think that's not going to happen. Like, you know how rare it is for a sequel to be better than an original?
Yeah, not to
But
mention
we're
there's
also
still,
talking
like-
about legacy sequels, which means like classic movies, Alien, Blade Runner, shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we're talking about. So the sequels are never going to be better than those.
Yeah.
So
And I wouldn't want, like, if you prefer Blade Runner to 2049, like, I would not want 2049 to just not exist.
right.
I still love 2049.
Yeah.
And I love Blade Runner.
Yeah. But also, you don't know how good a movie's going to end up before you make it.
Exactly.
It's not like you can sit there and look at a script and be like, well, this is definitely a max 4-star for audiences. It's like, no, it could be a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that Denis Villeneuve was like really nervous about doing a Blade Runner sequel and like didn't feel comfortable stepping into someone else's world that wasn't his, and like he thought it was going to end badly, but he ended up making a masterpiece.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
and some movies people think will be really good and then they end up being shit.
Yeah.
You got to make it and see what happens. Top Gun Maverick ended up being way better than the original.
Yeah.
Tron Legacy ended up being way better than Tron. It happens. So you just got to, take a leap and,
See where it goes, dude.
yeah. Eat Chang, man. Shit happens. You gotta
That's what I
roll
was
with it.
about to say. Shit happens.
You ever heard of Rwanda? Did you have any more Gladiator thoughts?
I'm trying to think. You know what I will say. I'll admit this live on the air. When I originally saw Gladiator, I didn't like the way the mask looked that he put on.
Oh, you're a fucking delinquent.
I was young, and it was an inappropriate thought.
I found out that there's 3 real Gladiator helmets, like, recovered that you can like go see. And I'm really glad that they did their own design for the movie, because
Well, I think some
bad
of them,
news.
some of them are like what I've seen traditional Gladiator helmets looking like. The one with the hat.
Yeah, that one's really stupid.
Oh, I like
if,
that one.
If Maximus wore that, I'd turn the movie off.
Oh no, I wouldn't want Maximus to wear it, but I think that hat, like he fights a guy wearing that, and I think it's really cool.
Yeah, like
let me see.
That's one of them.
That's fucking badass.
It's like
dude.
he's got like a witch hat on.
Nah, dude, it's cooler than that. You're describing it bad.
But then this is the other one.
That's kind of sick too.
No, stop.
Yeah, dude, that
it.
looks like something like Baracco would wear on fucking Mortal Kombat, dude.
No, that looks awful.
No,
he
dude,
looks
that looks-
like Jason with Down syndrome.
Nah, dude, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, but the gladiator mask they did for the movie is fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude. I looked at it just now and like it dawned on me like how cool it looked.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell was I thinking, dude? It has the fucking spikes on the helmet of it.
Yeah.
And then it comes down like over his face. It looks like a skull.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. And
Looks
then the
awesome.
tiger guy's like mask folding down. And
Yeah.
it looks like just like a blank face. Mm-hmm. That shit's awesome. I just fucking love Gladiator, dude.
Yeah. I feel like it's just a really simple story done impeccably well by like just people that are the best at what they do. Ridley Scott is the best, one of the best at what he does, and the same with Crow and Phoenix. And I think Joaquin is like really fucking good in Gladiator.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, that's something else we talked about. You were like, he was like 25 or something.
Yeah, he was super young, and he was. Him and Crow can just do so much, like, without even giving dialogue.
Yeah.
Like, you can see the anger inside of Commodus when his dad tells him he's naming Maximus as the heir.
He
Like,
does this like quiver thing with his
Yeah.
mouth too.
He's so fucking good. And I'm not even like a Joaquin meat rider like other people. Like,
Yeah.
he's the best working actor today. Like, I'm not that high on him. I think he's a really, really talented actor, though. And I think Gladiator might be my favorite performance from him.
Really?
Yeah, I like it that much. I think he's really good.
I do really like him in Gladiator. I think You Were Never Really Here is also one that I like a lot.
That movie didn't really do much for me.
The movie's not that good. I'm just talking about his
But
performance.
even, like, I don't remember his performance much because the movie was bad to me. Not
those-
bad, just forgettable.
Well, yeah, he's been in so much. I totally forgot about Walk the Line too. He's great in that.
Haven't seen Walk the Line. And he won the Oscar for Joker, but he's good in Joker.
Yeah.
But I just don't really care.
Something else that dawned on me this watch more than it has previous watches is like they kind of develop Commodus's character to where they almost give him like a sympathetic feel at times, where it's clear that his dad never really like loved him or like believed in him or like didn't really want him.
Well, I think they were sort of doing that because you were watching a lot of scenes from Commodus's perspective, and he was talking about how his dad didn't love him. But I think he stopped loving him because he saw like what he was becoming. Like he saw this immoral man that he had raised and like distanced himself from him. I don't think it was he ended up like that because his dad didn't love him.
I don't know, because even when he's talking to Lucilla, he says, "Let's just pretend that you are my loving daughter and I'm a good father." And she says, "Isn't that a polite farce or something like that? Like, isn't that like wouldn't that be a nice story?"
Yeah. But I also thought they could have been joking.
They could have been joking, but
Or B, he was just a bad father because he was Caesar and was busy and he just didn't give his kids enough time of day because he was basically the king. Like he had too much shit going on.
I don't know. Marcus is another character that they talk about, like that I focused on more this go round, and like him talking about how when he first became Caesar, he was focused on just conquering, and how he's expanded the Roman territory out larger than it's ever been. Mm-hmm. And so I could maybe see this younger Marcus Aurelius who's, hungry for conquest and wanting to expand Rome and make it the greatest empire that's ever existed, and maybe putting other stuff on the back burner and like ruling with an iron fist almost. And now that he's older, he's like, what's actually good for Rome? Like, why are we doing this? Why are we fighting? Why are we at war? And how am I going to be remembered going forward? And I think he started kind of getting philosophical in his life. And by that time, I think it was too late to try and put any of those ideas in Commodus.
Yeah. But I just don't think Commodus ended up like that because of his dad. I think he was just like that, and his dad started to distance himself.
And I do think it's important, too, that you still maintain that hatred to Commodus instead of making his character, sympathetic. Yeah. Because I think his action, it's fine to have a sympathetic villain, but his actions, I think, outweigh anything you could kind of do. So
I think Commodus and Maximus being complete opposites is very important.
It is. And I think having that hatred to Commodus, even after you kind of get that glimpse into he hates his father for this reason, and he's just kind of this man-child. I think maintaining that hatred is really important.
Yeah, I agree.
Instead of feeding into that, maybe he wasn't loved or maybe he wasn't raised properly.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't lean too hard into that.
Yeah.
And they kind of just depict him as a man-child, and I always took it as his father didn't love him because he was like that, not vice versa.
I got you.
So, but yeah, can't believe I didn't mention it yet, but Hans Zimmer's score.
Oh my god, dude.
It is so fucking good.
It blew me away. For some reason, I never really thought about Gladiator when I thought of Hans Zimmer scores. But once we went to the concert and he played that shit, it was so incredible. And then it stood out even more. Obviously, you notice it in anytime you watch Gladiator, but because I'd heard it in the concert, I had my ears open even further. Yeah. And it's so good, dude.
Dude, there's a scene. I think it's when Maximus is on the horse riding to his home to save his family. I know it's when Maximus is riding a horse. Hans Zimmer's score goes nuts.
Yes.
And I think that's the part is when he's riding home.
In the poop fit?
In the poop fit, yeah.
Yeah.
That score's so fucking good. And then I was listening to the score in the scene in the where he says his name, takes off his mask and says his name. The score in that scene's really fucking good. And then he does the Dune 2 type score, the during the quieter moments, the wind instruments.
Yeah.
I can't really describe what I'm trying to say, but
the song he plays during the Vision 2 is really good.
Let me see if I can get a little shit like this.
Yeah.
Just great at immersing you into the world.
Yeah.
Same thing he does with Dune. He's just the fucking goat. But yeah, I think that's about all I have to say about Gladiator. But we're seeing Gladiator 2 on Thursday.
Dude, I'm
really fucking excited. I can't believe they're not doing any IMAX screenings. Because
that's nuts.
I'd fucking do it. I'd get that instantly. But
yeah.
They're not doing IMAX, so I have to see it in a normal theater. Like a fucking peasant.
Yeah, like a fucking loser, dude.
Yeah, like a plebeian.
Were you talking about, during Red One, were you in the theater, you were talking about the immersive viewing thing?
Yeah. I was talking to my other friend. I was telling him about, well, he asked if there's a theater that does what?
Blue smells at you or something.
Yeah, something like that. And I was like, yeah, there's 40X, which is supposed to shake your seat. Like if you watch an action movie and a plane crashes, your seat's supposed to shake. And if you see Avatar, they're supposed to squirt water on you. I think even when you watch Dune, they make the theater hot, which I wouldn't want.
Yeah, don't.
Even if I'm watching Dune, I don't remember.
I'm not trying to preserve my water, dude.
Yeah. So they do that, but then I was also telling him about ScreenX, which is awful. some theaters do ScreenX, and it has 3 screens, and it has the main screen in the middle, and then a screen on the left and right that are blurry extensions of the screen. So they're in your peripheral vision, and it's supposed to be more immersive is what the intention is, but it looks awful. I don't want that. Like, I want to see the frame, like, distinctly. I want to see exactly where the frame ends and like, what the director put in the frame.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't want it to go on, like, I don't want it to
go past my line of sight.
I couldn't think of the word, but artificially expand the image with like not with something that the director didn't put there.
Yeah.
But also like some of the times the 2 screens on the side, like the color grading doesn't match the screen in the middle. So it just looks bad. And I've seen people say it's behind. Like there's a delay between the side screens and the main screen.
Oh, dang.
It just sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. I also like, I don't know why I'm like this, but like even when I'm just like reclining my seat down, I don't like for me to not see the bottom of the screen. Like I'll stop reclining my seat before like the bottom.
Are you weird? Who would want the screen cut off?
Well, like, because it's like the very bottom of the screen, so you're not gonna really get a ton there anyway.
Oh,
but like,
no,
I want to make
way.
sure I see the bottom of the screen and see the sides, so that I know that like nothing possible is getting in my way.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way.
Oh, okay.
I feel like anyone's like that unless you're stupid.
I don't know.
If you can watch a movie with part of the screen cut off,
well, like not a lot is getting.
You
cut
probably
off.
have a helmet on.
Not a lot is getting cut off from reclining, but like the wall will kind of rise up. Well, like
it doesn't matter any amount.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think we're weird. I don't think the average person cares that much.
Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to ask. I have an idiot friend I can ask.
Okay.
I'd ask if he's ever watched a movie like with part of the screen cut off and if that bothers him.
Preface it with like the amount that like the bottom would be cut off.
It's like 5% of the vertical image.
Yes.
Like you're seeing 95% of it. There's just like a hair at the bottom.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it. Gladiator 2 episode coming next week.
More man stuff.
And probably have more progress to talk about on Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
Maybe Carl will watch Red Rooms.
If I do, we're definitely need to do a spoiler discussion.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
I've got a feeling we're gonna wind up. I think we're both gonna be lost though. if I had to guess correct.
It's not, dude. It's weird. It's not even like it's confusing. It's more so like
What
it's just
the hell?
odd. It's just an odd movie.
Those damn Canadians, dude.
Yeah, I know.
They get you every time.
I know.
Them and their fucking tubby dog.
But we'll see you guys next week on the motherfucking
Motherfucking
film
film school.